feedback from some people saying that they would like to see some more like everyday makeup looks. And so this is already sliding off my head. Here recently I have done some like more, okay, pause. Let's try that again with some earrings instead of the hairpiece because it just kept sliding right out. So I had some feedback on people wanting to see more natural everyday makeup. And so I just happened to be scrolling on YouTube and I found this video from Allie Glines, who I love. I've watched her for years, and it's the perfect fall makeup. It's all drugstore and it's supposed to be very easy, very everyday fall look. And I thought, let's try to recreate it and see just how everyday this really is. Look at, how do people successfully wear the little pieces? I'm just not that girl. I'm not that girl who can do that very well. See, can I do it there? That's about as best as it's going to get. So we're going to watch along, see what she does, and try to recreate this everyday fall makeup look. Bonus points, it's all drugstore items
that are so affordable, that are so luxurious feeling. So I really wanted to showcase some of my personal favorites. We're gonna start off with base. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. A lot of times when fall rolls around, I go a lot more matte with my makeup. This year, I kind of want it to be a little bit more transition-y feeling from.
All right, we're starting with the base. So I actually have this product. I haven't even looked through this to see what product she's using, so we're just gonna roll with it. If you have not seen the video that I did, kind of testing the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 against the e.l.f. Halo Glow, what is it called? The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. They honestly do very much the same thing, just this one has a little bit more coverage. So she's starting with this as her base. I'm curious to see how she applies it. I feel like she's a big brush fan.
So I want a little bit of glow underneath, and this product is absolutely perfect for that. This preps and primes the skin so beautifully for makeup. And you can see it just gives the most insane, beautiful.
Okay, so she's blending out with a brush. I thought she might. I'm going to use this flat top kabuki brush from Lamora. This is a brand from Amazon.
Beautiful glow. I wanted to use products that I felt like.
I wonder how that looks. I have green glitter where I just cleaned off my little mask where I did the Hogwarts house inspired looks. I'm definitely glowy.
So for foundation, we're going to use the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation from L'Oreal. This is a favorite of everyone's, I feel like. It's just so good. So we're going to apply that right on top of the e.l.f. Halo Glow.
Okay, so also I'm noticing she's doing her face before her eyes, and I don't typically do that. So that's definitely a change for me. I do not have that foundation. I personally, it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. So let me think what I might have that will work in its place. So we don't want a glowy foundation. So I'm actually going to use the Revlon photoready Candid Natural Finish foundation. And this is in the shade 110. And she just went in with the same brush to mix them. So I am going to do the same. I feel like when I use a brush, I really have to pay extra attention to how I blend to make sure I don't have any brush strokes. Okay, you know what? That looks wonderful. That looks very light, and like even my nose, and like I have some dry skin above my lip. That looks beautiful.
I'm of course going to use my NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. This is my favorite concealer at the drugstore and has been for months now. Almost a year maybe. It's just so incredible. I'm going to take that and apply it underneath the eyes to just start to brighten things. And I'm also going to kind of cancel out any redness on the eyelid using that concealer.
All right. This is also one of my absolute favorites. The NYX Bear With Me Serum Concealer. She actually takes it on a sponge and applies it directly to her under eyes. And this is the shade Light. Absolutely love this concealer. I could not agree more. So there's the concealer. Just a great product. Love it.
One of my most loved drugstore powders. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus Loose Setting Powder. It's absolutely amazing. You guys know how much I love this. To me, it reminds me a lot of the Laura Mercier powder.
Okay, I also have that. I already have some in the cap. This is in the shade Translucent, so I want to try to find a little brush like she's using for under her eye. You know, I typically go in with this brush, but she's using almost more of a brush like this for under her eyes. Actually, I have like a specific under eye powder brush. I just don't know where it is. I got this one from Japanesque. Let's try it. It's a little fluffier than hers, but typically I have been setting my powder with these sponges from Amazon, so we're going to try the brush like her. Hello.
I'm going to pee.
Okay, I'll be right here. Okay, under the eye up, and then she also uses it to set the concealer on her eyelid, and she's just doing a pressing motion. Okay, fluffier brush. Perimeter of the face.
For bronzer, I'm going to take one of my favorite affordable bronzers right now, which is this one right here from ColourPop. And this is actually a Super Shock bronzer, so it has more of a putty formula, which initially you might think would only work on top of cream products, but it actually works great on top of powders as well. I just take my brush directly into that and then just stamp it across.
Okay, brush, stamp, bronzer. Brush, stamp, bronzer. Where's that at? Let's try that. So, oh, that's cream, but she said more putty. Okay, so I'm going to use my putty bronzer from e.l.f. I don't have this one from ColourPop. It was in my cart, but I never purchased it. So her brush looks like the Hourglass one, which is almost kind of like this. Okay, I really hope that this will work on top of powder. I'm a little nervous. So I'm just taking it. Let's see what happens. Do y'all even see anything happening? Okay, I see a little bit. Maybe that's the look she's going for, more natural.
I feel like it adds back a little bit of a fresh texture on top of the setting powder, but it's just so good. The color I use is Get Sick.
Okay, so we're just stamping, and I'm just stamping to blend. This is the shade Honey Drip, I believe. Honey Drip. That one is really good. I would have never done this process with this brush after powder. See, that's why I like doing tutorials, like following other people, because you learn techniques you may never try. I would have absolutely done this before powder with a sponge, and I would not have gotten this application. And it looks really good.
Okay, we're gonna fill in the brows with my favorite drugstore brow pencil still, which is the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. I adore this, so I'm just gonna...
Okay, she's using her Milani Precision Brow Pencil. Guys, I'm really obsessed with this bronzer combo thing. Pretty thrilled about that. So I'm going to use my favorite, which is my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil, and this is in Blonde. Oh, okay. She did that off camera, so let me do that, and I'll be right back.
The ColourPop That's Taupe eyeshadow palette. It has to be...
I do not have that particular palette. I'm typically more of a warm-toned eyeshadow person, but I do have this palette from Essence. It's called Taupe It Up, and it does have some of those tones that she's talking about, so we're going to hope that we can make this one work.
So we're going to start off with the shade Boa, and just sweep the...
Okay, she's starting off with a really light shade, sweeping it in the crease. All right, so I'm going to use this shade right here. Lower lash line, so like, she kind of took the same brush. Okay, I think I'm also going to go ahead and do this. I think I should have done this shade instead. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and pop it right here to create a little bit more of that definition. Yeah, I think that's more so what she was talking about. See what I mean? It makes it just a little bit more shadowed right there. I'm going to go ahead and pinch it. Okay.
It will focus. Here we go. This is called Rock Steady.
Alright, so I'm going to use this shade right here. I think hers is a little bit more cool tone brown, whereas this is going to be more gray, but we're just... we're going to make it work, so I think I'm just going to kind of tap into both of these, like... You know what I mean?
Fluffier brush, just to provide a little bit of a lighter application initially. so that I don't go too overboard on accident right off the bat. Because I want this to be daytime appropriate, but still have a little bit of like a grunginess to it.
So I'm going to take just like, I'm just going to do that same kind of mixture. Yeah, I definitely think mine's more gray, where hers is a little bit more of a cool tone brown. But I think it'll work. It'll be okay.
You could totally stop here if you're following along. I'm just adding a little more shadow to this eye to even things out. But if you want to go a little more glam, and if you're like me and you like to wear a little more makeup during the daytime and fall, then you can continue with this step. I'm going to dip into the Super Shock shadow in the palette, which is Slated, an incredible color. And I'm just going to take this and start pressing it onto the eyelid, starting in the center, but honestly applying it all over the lid.
I do actually have a really good color for that. So this palette has 3, but I think this one is going to be an excellent choice. It is like a true taupey shimmery shade. So just taking it on my finger, starting in the center. It's not as vibrant as hers, and I do like a vibrant shimmery shade. So I'm actually going to take some on a brush and wet it and see if we can get a little bit more payoff. I'll actually do it on the other eye so you can see the difference between just going with your finger versus actually wetting the eyeshadow on a brush. I think a Super Shock would definitely have more pigmentation, so I think wetting it works. And then I'm just going to take my finger and do kind of the rest so that we really have more of the impact in the center, and then a little bit lighter application on the rest of the lid.
You guys know I'm not a huge eyeliner person, but it's very trendy and I know a lot of people are. So I'm going to be wearing the Burt's Bees eyeliner. This is the Nourishing eyeliner in the shade Warm Brown. It's a really soft color, but I did just want something on the top lash line to kind of make the lashes look a little bit more full. I'm also going to apply the eyeliner really close to the lashes on that lower lash line, connecting it to the outer corner. I feel like eyeliner all the way around the eye.
All right, Burt's Bees liner. I don't have that, but I'm going to use this liner from Believe Beauty. Their long-lasting eyeliner. This is a brand from the Dollar General, and this is in the shade Enchanted, and it's just a retractable eyeliner.
And also tight lining the eye all the way around the eye is really trendy right now. You know, it's baby steps for me, so I'm just gonna stick to this, just doing the outer corner of the top and bottom lash line to create my definition.
Just to give, see, like, look. That just gives the appearance that my lashes are more full on that outer edge. I really like that I can kind of maneuver this eyeliner and kind of lessen it by taking my finger and kind of smudging it so it doesn't look quite so harsh. Okay, my favorite drugstore would be from Essence, the Volume Stylist 18-hour. It's one of my favorites, so we're going to be generous like she said. Okay, so she has very naturally beautiful lashes. I'm going to do the Emily No World trick where while they're a little bit wet, I'm going to blink down on them to kind of curl them up just a tad. Let that kind of dry. Go back in with a second coat. So I'll go ahead and do the bottom. Okay, go back. Oh, crap. Go back in with a little bit more. We'll let that dry and I'll get that off here in a minute.
So I'm going to take off any foundation that's on the lips, also the lip balm that's left on my lips. I knew for this look I wanted to use the NYX Nude Truffle lip liner. It's so good, especially for fall. So I'm lining and semi-filling in the lips. I'm mostly filling in just the corners and leaving the center bare. And then I really wanted to use my Maybelline Vinyl Lipstick. Well, actually I had 2 options. Maybe I should try this one first. The Almay Lip Vibes Lipstick in Never Regret. Let's see. Yeah, that one's a little too warm. So I'm just gonna wipe that off. So yeah, I am gonna go in with the Superstay Vinyl Ink. This is from Maybelline. It's in the shade Cheeky. I love this combo. Nude Truffle and then this in the center. There's something about it that I'm obsessed with.
So hers looks a little bit more burnt orangey. I don't have any lip liners that color, so we're going to go with the Revolution Satin Kiss Lip Liner in Chauffer. One of my favorites. Definitely more pink in color, but I think it'll look okay. I think, okay, I have 2 options I'm going to try. I'm either going to use the Maybelline Matte, and this is in Touch of Spice. So we may do that one, or the Revlon Colorstay Satin Ink in Holy Pumpkin. This is one of my favorites for fall. Or I almost need like a combination of the two. Hold on, let me look at my collection. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is go with Holy Pumpkin and go light-handed, because where the lip liner is a little more pink than I'd like, and then we put a little orange, maybe we'll get more of that spicy kind of color that she's rocking here. So let's give this a try. Like I said, I'm going to try to go in very light-handed. Still not what she's wearing. I think it's pretty and I think it'll work, but it's not quite what she's working with. But like I said, you know, we're just trying our best here. It's not gonna be spot on. Let me get a I just realized we didn't use any blush. I don't know how I feel about that. And no highlighter. Hold up.
We're going to go into blush. I found this in my collection and I thought that it looked very fall. So this is from Flower Beauty. It's the Flower Pots Powder Blush in the shade Warm Hibiscus.
Oh, I used to have that. Do I still have that? Hold on. Found it. I thought I still had that color in here somewhere.
Has a little bit of a sheen to it, but I thought it would kind of add a nice rosy tone to the cheek and also like a golden sheen. So I'm just gonna smile.
Okay, she's using like a different brush than what I would typically use. Let me look at this again. Smile and apply to the apples of the cheeks. I'm kind of going to try to use this brush. Looks similar to what she's using, so.
A glowy blush like this is kind of a 2-for-1 product. I just don't feel like I need highlighter when I use glowy blushes, so I thought this would be perfect for a quick everyday look. And it will leave my skin looking really healthy.
I think I got just a tad too much, so I'm going to take my blush, or excuse me, my powder brush, slightly tap over that.
All right, we're going to assess the situation.
Assess.
Let's see. We have a little more bronzer.
Yeah, I agree. I actually do want a little more bronzer. So going back in with this putty bronzer from e.l.f. I'm running out of space here to put my brushes. See, like she kind of used one more domey like this. I would have gone in with one like that. So I mean, that's cool. I like doing that. We're assessing. We're adding a little bit more. Guys, it's 7:30 at night. I'm literally getting ready to turn around, wash my makeup off, and go to bed and get up for church in the morning. I'm kind of obsessed with this. Like this on top of powder with this brush. This may be my favorite takeaway from this video. I love that. I love that. Seriously, that may be my favorite thing so far. All right, so now we're going to set the face. I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Lilo and Stitch.
So I'm going to go ahead and set the face using the Neutrogena Hydrating Setting Spray. I love this setting spray. Okay, we're going to let that kind of sink into the skin. And then I'm going to take my sponge and press it into the skin even more. My Rimmel Stay Matte Powder lid snapped in half, so it's in a Ziploc bag now. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my matte powder and just touch up the T-zone a little bit, because I want that freshness, but I also want the T-zone to not look oily or greasy, so this always saves.
Okay, for that I will use my NYX. We're going to touch up the T-zone, and again, this, oh, itchy. This brush in the T-zone. My chin doesn't look the best. Everywhere else looks great except my chin. Now we're setting the brows. Do I have anything to set the brows? Okay, I changed my mind. I'm taking some of the e.l.f. Brow Lift.
Okay, so there you have it. This is the final look.
Ah,
I love how it turned
wait a minute,
out.
I'm not ready. I put way too much in that brow. Holy cow. It may not have been the best choice. We may have missed the mark in the last the last inning there, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so here's the finished look. Again, that was really fun. It made me pull out products from my collection that I have not used in a while. Like definitely these two, great rediscoveries. And I also cannot stress enough how much I really like this method of putting on my bronzer. Like the taupe palette, I haven't used that very often. And this half lining, love that. Especially where here recently I've been wearing half lashes. I think that's definitely going to be something that I continue doing. Thank you for watching this video. She was up here a minute ago. Look, she matches. Come here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.